bring a candle and a fire source or an object that can hold the energy of a flame with you to the ritual. And this would be a great time to go get it because we're going to be working with that during the ritual. And also, you may have a cup of wellspring waters from our last ritual, and you might want to bring that as a through line, just to remember the resources that we have. And so we're working in Baba Yaga's house, and the intention that we're going to be working with is this. In Baba Yaga's house, with the guidance of lineage, we face the impossible to receive the flame of world-changing magic. And I want to copy it real quick, and I'm going to put it in the chat so that we can have access to it in all the different ways that we learn. But I really also invite us to feel it in our body. We don't just want to read it, right? We're doing this magic and we want to feel it in our bodies. So let's say it together 3 times. In Baba Yaga's house, with the guidance of lineage, we face the impossible to receive the flame of world-changing magic. In Baba Yaga's house, with the guidance of lineage, we face the impossible to receive the flame of world-changing magic. In Baba Yaga's house, with the guidance of lineage, we face the impossible to receive the flame of world-changing magic. Work Witch, thank you.
And I want to teach you the chant that we're going to use tonight. We will sing it endlessly, so you will get to know it. Here are the words. Thanks, Captain, for putting those up. And I'm going to sing it through, and then I'm going to sing 2 lines together and get you to repeat them back, and then 2 lines together and repeat back. I think we'll try it that way. Okay, this is how it goes. We are the world-changing magic, the change we seek to know. The flame of change rises from deep within our souls. So that's how it goes. And so I'm going to sing the first 2 lines together, and then I'll get you to repeat it. We are the world-changing sorry, wrong. We are the world-changing magic, the change we seek to know. We are the world-changing magic, the change we seek to know. Let's sing that 3 times. We are the world-changing magic, the change we seek to know. We are the world-changing magic, the change we seek to know. And these are the last 2 lines. The flame of change rises from deep within our souls. The flame of change rises from deep within our souls. And again, the flame of change rises from deep within our souls. The flame of change rises from deep within our souls. How is that? Yeah? Got it? And I keep changing this line, the change of flame rises. I don't know what that means. So if I do that, just sing the flame of change rises.
Dear witches, we need to ground. You know where we're going this evening. This is a time for us to call on our practice of immediate grounding. Feet on the ground, breathe. I encourage us to use that breath each time we feel that need to ground, because tonight we need a movable grounding to access at every moment. I encourage us to take in that deep inhalation deep into our bellies, like a singer who's preparing for a series of challenging notes. We need to fill our bellies, feel that oxygenated blood flow through our bodies, and feel it connecting us. It connects us with our knowing. It connects us with our guidance. It connects us with our stamina. Feel that breath. When you need to ground immediately, what do you do? Is there a place in your body, in or on your body, that anchors you? Do you carry a stone or an amulet? Do you wear that somewhere near your body, maybe at your heart? Do you have a dolly in your pocket? I invite you to touch those places now. Feet on the ground, or whatever part of your body is right now connecting to this earth, this amazing earth. Feel that connection. And know we are children of this amazing planet, yes. And we are so much more, like every living organism and creature and entity on this planet. We are the blood, the bones, the breath. We're the soil, the song of this planet. Feel that. Feel that with each intake of breath, and feel that silver golden cord that reaches down from our being, down deep, 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 deep through all the layers of this amazing planet. Feel that energetic cord reaching deep down. It reaches into that molten creative core of this amazing planet, and feel that energy move back up. Feel that pulse of energy up and down. It's pulsing up and down. And feel it reach also up into the universe. Feel that golden thread pulsing. In your grounding, do you ground to a specific star? Do you connect to an astral temple? Feel that pulsing continual connection through that golden or silver thread, that energetic magical thread, connecting you up, down, into the earth, into the universe, back and through, in your body. We are ready. We are here now. Blessed be.
Blessed be. And feel what it feels like to be a witch who's grounded. And I'd like to invite you to think about how you learned to cast a circle. Who are those witches who taught you that magic? And who did they learn from? And who did they learn from? And we know that when we cast, it's all of our magic, right? There's one person who's maybe anchoring it, or several, and it's all of our jobs to create that. So I'd like to invite us to feel the threads of our power as we cast together. Feel the crackle and the strength of what we make, what we witches wake when we gather together. And take a breath into your body and send your attention down into the earth and ask permission and listen for a yes. To be in right relationship with power. And if you have a yes, draw some of it up through breath, through body, through bone. And I cast by bone. And by breath. And by nerve. And by blood. By all that is below. And all that is above. We cast the circle together. We feel it encompassing all of us, holding all of our magics, as distant as we are, making us as close as we are. What happens between the worlds changes all the worlds. Blessed be.
Blessed be. From the northwest mountains of snow and ice and coast and storm-fed magic, I call to the white. I call to hoofs and mane and tail, muzzle and cheek. I call the mighty white horse of allyship to teach and join. And I ask to be visited too with the power of connection and intention. Its rider or riders to join and circle around us in galloping Widdershins container for world-changing magic.
Hey, Bridget, you're muted. Sorry, didn't catch it sooner.
I was having a mystical moment. Thank you. I'm going to say it again. I call to the red horse from the southern hemisphere, the horse of the hot rising sun that travels through day. I humbly ask you to teach us the power of what is hidden in the daylight and the power of courage and of action and of change. Join the white horse and circle Widdershins around us to the black horse in the northeast.
And I call to the black horse in the northeast, the horse of night, of endings, of letting go of what must be let go of. I call to you here, running this circle with the white horse with the red. I call you here to run this circle, to hold us together in these impossible tasks that must be completed tonight. Come now, black horse from the northeast, and run. Run with the white and run with the red, run. And witches here with us tonight, call as you will in your own homes, your own horses to run this circle, this wide circle, this big circle that runs and circles from my home over here on the other coast to yours. It reaches down to the witches in the south. It reaches across where this sun lands. It is fast magic. It is big magic. Call your horses to run this circle, to hold this circle as we do our magic together tonight. Blessed be.
Blessed be.
Blessed be. Hmm. Hey, witches. Hmm. So from where I live, it's raining very hard right now. I just heard it on the roof. All of a sudden got harder. And when I was thinking about elements a couple days ago, I thought about how if I were to leave like more or less due east from where I live on Duwamish land and go over this like pretty intense mountain pass up and down the other side and keep going a little more due east, I would end up in this very arid, super dry, mostly almost desert area that colonially is often called Coulee City, right around in that area. And if I knew what I was looking for, I might go and find this humongous dry waterfall that people sometimes call dry falls. And this is around here is Wanapum land. Is there anyone here who, I can't see most of you, anyone here been over there to that huge dry waterfall? I see a couple people here from around who I bet have heard of it or seen it. So by huge, I mean, I realize this is not metric. I'm very sorry. It's not the current universal measurement. But so this dry falls is about 400 feet high and about 3.5 miles wide. And it was, when it was flowing, they say that it was 5 times the width of Niagara Falls. And that when it was flowing, that the amount of water coming over the falls was 10 times the flow of every single river in the world currently put together all at once. And that's how it got to be through multiple floods over the last ice age, with all of this water barreling down this huge dry falls. You can see it today. And on the state park website, it refers to it as an inconceivable amount of water. And when I think back to the first time that I saw it, I'm thinking, yeah, I remember that feeling like, holy shit, no fucking way. No way. This is unbelievable. This is incredible, right? In other words, to me, watching it, even seeing it, it seemed impossible that that was true. And yet you can stand there and see it. You can see the story of it. So that's what I've been thinking about elements. And this is a chant that I learned from Hillary at California Camp. She is currently sleuthing who wrote this chant. So far we know it's from a witch in Santa Cruz. So if as we sing it, you find out you know who it is, please put it in the chat. And I'm going to put the words in the chat too. You might have heard this one before. The rhythm might be a tiny, tiny bit different than you've heard, so you might want to listen through once. Okay, did that come through? I know it did. This is, I'm doing that Zoom thing. Who am I? Where am I? Okay, here we go. I'm going to sing it through once. We'll do call and response, and then we'll sing it 2 more times together. I didn't plan my tone. We must, yeah, that seems good. We must let the land shape us. Let water carve caverns in us. Let the wind build and break us. Let fire remake us. Will you be my responder? Okay. So I will call and you'll respond. So I'll do one element at a time. We must let the land shape us.
We must let the land shape us.
Let water carve caverns in us.
Let water carve caverns in us.
Let the wind build and break us.
Let the wind build and break us.
Let fire remake us.
Let fire remake us.
All right, all together 2 times. We must let the land shape us. Let water carve caverns in us. Let the wind build and break us. Let fire remake us. We must let the land shape us. Let water carve caverns in us. Let the wind build and break us. Let fire remake us. Welcome, elements.
Welcome, elements. And now I'm going to invite you to do some more of that instant grounding and close your eyes for a moment and take a deep breath into your center and keep breathing into that center place from which your magic springs. And know that you are the sum total of all the evolution that has gone before you, all the magic that has gone before you, all the love that has gone before you. And you are the source of all the evolution and the magic and the love that flows down into the future. And know that you are between the worlds, you are touching all the worlds, and also you are touching all the times that have ever been. We are here between the worlds in whole time, and we are the source of world-changing magic. Blessed be.
And now we are calling the ancestors of our blood, the ancestors of our path, the ancestors of inspiration. And we are calling. That means we are calling the beloved dead, those who love us. And we are calling the mighty dead, the ancestors of the craft. And we are calling you all to this ritual on this long night among long nights. And we are asking, please, for blessings, to rain down on us. Some of us have been anxious about money or health or relationships. Some of us have been praying, please hear our prayers and let your blessings come into us. Blessed be.
In the land, in the dark, under the ground, there's a seed. Or perhaps you're holding that seed in your hands, or perhaps it's in your body, or a spark in your dream space. The descendants are hidden in the dark in seeds right now in the deep of winter, but they are there. They are hope. And there's always a seed getting ready, gathering energy, waiting for the light to return. Feel that seed wherever it is for you. Give it a breath, give it a spark. Welcome, descendants waiting in the dark, in the earth as a seed.
And as you sit in that dark place, welcoming your descendants, it's time now to bring the voice of wisdom, the one who knows you more than anyone, the one who is healed and sitting in your bloodline with the wisdom of ages tucked inside them. This dolly of ancestral wisdom is waiting for you to let them in. They are ready for the journey. They are ready for the challenges. They are ready to help you with the impossible tasks of world changing magic. In this world that seems at times to resist every possible effort at change, and yet we are here and we are the ones, and Dolly is with us. Find her in your pocket and remember, she is always there. This Dolly of world-changing magic, they are always with you. Welcome, Dolly. Welcome. Welcome. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. A long, long way from home. Vasilisa, the beloved. Vasilisa, the bereaved. Vasilisa, the innocent. Vasilisa, the drudge. Vasilisa, the neglected.
Vasilisa, the abused. Vasilisa, the put upon. Vasilisa, the sent forth. Vasilisa, the seeker, the walker into the unknown. Vasilisa, with the impossible task. Vasilisa, guided by ancestors. Vasilisa, seeking survival, triumphing, and returning home with justice. We follow in your footsteps, Vasilisa. Be with us now in this impossible task that must be done this night. Guide us as you have been guided. Welcome, 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 Vasilisa, beloved.
Baba Yaga, Baba Yaga, Baba Yaga. Tonight is the night. On one level, we are here to receive your life-giving flame so that we may light the hearth and warm the soup again. But we are here for so much more. You are the old hag, the crone, the wild one who dwells deep in the forest. You are the one who teaches us what the beloved mother could not teach us. You hold annihilation and life all at once in your hands. The very dawn, the rising of the sun, the night are at your bidding. Your appetite is insatiable. You teach lessons of discernment and standing in one's full awesome power. You are a woman of your word, and you always follow your promises. Baba Yaga, you are not afraid to kill that which must die. And tonight you're going to challenge us. I will not ask you to join us here tonight because you move as you will, and you are here. Welcome, Baba Yaga. Welcome.
And so I've been asked and honored to call in our queer as fuck deity. And I don't think I've ever felt so intimidated to actually do anything in a ritual ever. And it feels really big, and it feels really tender, and it feels really scary. So I'm gonna read a little bit of what I wrote, which is not my usual way of being. So welcome, and please welcome in with me our queer as fuck deity, who have a lot of nerve to believe in the impossible. His queer deity really does know world-changing magic. And queer deity, we welcome you in, the deity and the ones and the beings who know how to face the impossible. And if we consider magic to be about expansion and opening, we can also say that queerness is the same. So we welcome the queer deity, queer as fuck deity, to be with us today. And the queer as fuck deity that knows that a world without white supremacy, violence, police violence, capitalism, queerphobia, prisons is not impossible, that none of that is impossible. And so we welcome in the queer as fuck deity that showed up to the first Pride. We welcome in the queer as fuck deity that are the gender fucking, the gays, gender good, gender wise, shapeshifters, two spirits, the fae, the oddballs, the purple sheep, the bi babes, mirror babes, gender creative, the femmes, the twinks, the leather dykes, and those who hold each other through crisis and pandemic, the soft ones and the hard ones. And so welcome in the queer deity to remind us that we know how to be with each other, and we know how to break through these dark nights, lonely nights. We know what it's like to be alone. And so we ask you, queer deity, to be with us here and remind us that we can face the impossible and turn it into something possible. Welcome.
Welcome. My 8-year-old self living on the reservation in South Dakota sang a song to the spider trickster spirit of the Oglala. Most know him as Inktomi. I'm remembering that song. I like this. Aktomi, 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 into the wind. And now my near 60-year-old self is looking back and calling out again. Inktomi is a spider trickster from the culture and the people who hold dear the idea that we are all related. And that trickster weaves webs from here and all around the world, from the reservation and all around the world. And those webs and those stories that Inktomi tells. Inktomi is the keeper of culture and the keeper of stories, keeper of poetry. He breaks power. So I'm asking Inktomi again to come and join us and infuse our intentions and our magic with the type of webs and relationships that span the entire world. And I ask that this joining of cultures and hearts and spirits can continue from here and circling around the globe. Please join us, Inktomi, and follow us along this way. So moriti, oha.
And take a breath.
And I want to also take a breath. Invite everybody to invite their particular community allies that they may want to for this ritual.
We're already breathing. Our allies are arriving, they are here. The circle is around us. So take a breath. Breathe into the fire in your belly. And breathe into the fire in your heart. Feel the shimmering web around us. The thunder of the horses' hooves that are galloping. That fucking freedom. The thrum of our magic. Can you feel what we make together? Feel into your magic. What do you notice in your body being in this space, in this circle with these witches doing this magic? And feel into this community. What happens when the witches gather? When we hold common intention? What do you notice in your body, in your heart, in your soul? What about in your animal? Where do you feel the we are the ones we have been waiting for? So feel into this community and make sure that you are including the land. And we are practicing magic on colonized, occupied lands of Indigenous people. And if you have not already, find a way to honor that truth. Give it some more space in your body and your heart and your belly and your magic. We are a witch camp community meeting online in the interwebs. And we make our home between the worlds. And we have made a home at Loon Lake. And we have made a home at Evans Lake. We have sung to the cedar trees. And we have prayed to the waters for the salmon's return. We have danced naked under the moon and drank down her blessings. And we have blessed and we have cleaned our dead. We have held conflict well, and we have held it poorly. And we have fucked and grieved and laughed until we've cried. We have held space and we have touched each other. And we have made magic together. And at our last all camp ritual, we built an astral temple above Evans Lake, and it was magic. So find yourself there right now with the sureness in your bones that your magic is real, right there. Astral temple above Evans Lake, real and solid, an astral temple, a sacred cauldron of healing and journey and growth. Real and solid, a temple to hold our magic. Visualize it, smell it, taste it, feel it in your bones, in your blood, in your magic, our astral temple. Our magic is real, and we gather in the astral temple above Evans Lake to make magic, to cast spells, to conjure liberation, to do world-changing magic, the kind of magic that only happens when we are in right relationship with our sex and our pride and our self and our power and our passion, and also with each other. And at our last all camp ritual, we called forth and we activated a wellspring that emerges from the center of our lake. Some or all of you may have a cup of that charged and blessed water from our last working. Feel its thrum, the truth that water is life. And find yourself there at the wellspring, connected to all waters, connected to healing and to growth, and feel the wellspring singing to your soul. And let's remember together that our first magical working in this temple at the base of the wellspring was an anti-racist magical action, pulling at the threads of white supremacy, which we know pulls on the threads of all other injustices. And we know that none of us are free until everybody is free. That all life is interconnected. That all life is interdependent. That Black lives matter and are beautiful. That love is a verb and a practice of freedom, and that love is our most powerful magic. And of this wellspring, we ask, help us to feel safe and connected and loved. And in that space of connection and love, that space where healing happens, stretch more fully into yourself here at this wellspring. Connect with the depth of you. Grow into yourself. You do not need to be small. Offer prayers of gratitude to the water. Ask for the aid of the wellspring on our journey, and feed some of these clean waters to your dolly and to yourself so that you may never thirst. And let the wellspring wash over you. May it be a cleansing and a blessing and a fuel and a guide flowing towards liberation. We are witches standing at the wellspring, in the astral temple above Evans Lake, remembering together that our magic is real, that the world needs our magic, and that we are most powerful together, that we are the ones we have been waiting for, that our magic is sacred, and the sacred work of learning world-changing magic is ours. Blessed be.
We are the world-changing magic, the change we seek to know. The flame of change rises from deep within our souls. We are the world-changing magic, the change we seek to know. The flame of change rises from deep within our souls. We are the world-changing magic, the change we seek to know. The flame of change rises from deep within our souls. We are the world-changing magic, the change we seek to know. The flame of change rises from deep within our souls. We are the world-changing magic, the change we seek to know. The flame of change rises from deep within our souls. And we start our journey.
My friend Crow and I, when we're at camp, take a lot of time going up into the hills. And we climb and we climb. We all know that higher up, there's mountaintops. People from this region know these mountaintops like they know themselves. You can hardly turn your head without being reminded of their grandeur. People who aren't from here, I've heard often say, they're too close, they're too close. But we know they're just right. And if you think a little bit about the time you spent at the top of the mountains or near the tops of the mountains, you know that the air is cleaner, that it's thinner, and that your blood moves a little bit more as you're moving around. You also know that up there where the air is thin, as the clouds are moving in, they give up their water. Like they've carried it for so long. And as they're moving across the tops of the mountains, they release it to go over the tops. And as they release their water, it falls on those mountain tops and seeps into the ground and rolls across the top of the ground and begins a journey down. As you think about these areas near the tops of mountains, you might notice that there's different geological formations where the water is flowing. You might notice where the grass is starting to grow. You might notice your feet, how it looks for surety as you move across what might be a craggy trail. As you check the surroundings, you may want to check what you're bringing with you. Do you have mementos of your allies? Do you have your doll? Are your allies with you still? Check your gear. And you can find yourself anxious for the journey. And so walking down the trail, it's not very far, you know, before you see a tree line, because up ahead is a forest. And as the dark line of the forest comes more into view, as you follow the streamlets and rivulets of water that are moving across the ground, you sense the animals that are there too. And in the distance, you see a horse. And in another distance, you see another. And they're moving towards the forest as well. And as you move closer to the forest, you know that you are moving into darkness, but you are feeling calm and you're feeling strong, knowing that you're up to this. And coming to the threshold of the forest, take a breath, trust your belly, and move in. Moving through the forest requires a little more. Feels like you have to open your eyes more. Sometimes in the darkness, it feels like you want to close your eyes more. But if you move and listen to the flowing water, you can also see with eyes that felt unseeing when you were standing outside the forest, because inside the forest, even in the darkness, there is so much richness. And in the places where you can't see the trail, you can still hear the water moving. And you know, all you have to do is move with the water flowing down. And you notice the rivulets and little streamlets are flowing together and coming together. And you know that they're growing into small streams. And know also that underneath you, the water is still flowing through the ground, through the rocks. And so you move and you follow the sound of the water and you see shadows in darkness and you see shadows moving and you hear the sound of great animals breathing because the horses are still moving with you. You know they're there. You see their hoof prints on the trail in the darkness. And then up ahead, somewhere up ahead, maybe a little light, still following the water, that ripples across the surface through the woods, leading you to your destination. The water that ripples through you and down, shows you the way down into the parts of you that you want to bring and you want to know. And you come to a clearing. And as you step out into the clearing, the meadow greets you with all of its aliveness and wildflowers. The sky's still dark from the heavy clouds, and you see a white horse come out of the woods at the same time you do. So you walk into the meadow and notice in the meadow where the water is flowing together in a stream, it streams into a lake. And the lake has a gurgling spring not far away too, where the groundwater is coming up. All the waters meet here. And as you're wondering at all the waters meeting here, you see a house. And the white horse wanders closer to you and snorts. And you feel a moment of capturing its eye, looking into its eye and knowing it's looking at you, and realizing that the power of all your allies that came with you is with you, and this horse is reminding you. You are supported. You stand on the shoulders of giants. You wander through this world with spiders and with otters and with bats and all of the beings that you have always needed and used, and they're always there. And in that one glimpse, the horse lets you know that you're ready. And so you turn towards the house.
You stand in the clearing where, yes, in front of you, there is a house. And this house is the house you've been looking for. It's the house of the witch. It's the house of Baba Yaga. The sky is dark. It's night now. And maybe the sound of the horses are gone, fading. You have your ally. You have your doll in your pocket. And it's time to go to the house. It's time to meet the witch. So you go and walk to the house across the field. You take the steps to the door. You place your hand on the door. And as you do, the door opens and Baba Yaga appears. The crone, the witch, the teacher, the Baba Yaga. Her eyes dark as the night sky. And she beckons you into her house. She invites you to sit beside her at the fire. And so you do. You sit beside Baba Yaga at the fire that is roaring in her hearth. And she asks you, why have you come here? Why have you come here? And you tell her, I am here to find the fire. We are here to find the fire. Because without it, my people will die. Without it, our people will die. You tell the witch you are here because you need the fire or your people may die. And the Baba Yaga studies you for a while. In this house where time seems to move strangely. And then she rises from her chair and says, I have tasks for you to complete. I have tasks for you, if you want that fire, if you want to survive, if you want your people to survive, I have tasks you must complete. I will go now. The house will tell you what you must do, but you must complete them before I return at nightfall tomorrow. Before the Black Rider passes my house, just after that, I will be back. And then, in the blink of an eye, she is gone. It's just you and the fire blazing in the hearth and the doll in your pocket.
Take a moment now to just sit down. That was intense. Just catch your breath. And as you do this, you might hear a sound outside the house. Maybe the sound of something rubbing up against the ladder to the door. Or maybe a soft whinnying, or a bit of munching, or maybe hooves walking around. You can take a look if you'd like. You might see the red horse. That horse that offers the rising sun and the daylight and the confidence that you need to maybe figure out what this task is and how to complete it. And before that thought even kind of finishes, all of a sudden there's a crash and the cupboards break and the jars of grain and seeds and beans and bones and jars of herbs and teeth and gross slimy things crash to the floor, breaking and scattering. It's a huge mess. Oh no. It's time to do some sorting. The sorting that we have already been doing, but we start again. We start the sorting out the secrets and the lies we've been told about power. The lies we've been told about freedom, about what is right and wrong, and about, you know, who gets to say what is right and wrong. It's time to do some sorting through the tangled mess of patriarchy and capitalism, white supremacy and racism, colonization and indigeneity, and all the other intersections of oppressions. It's so much. It's just so much sorting. You might get on your knees and start sorting. You might sit and start sorting. You might stand and sort. You might move and sort. All this sorting out within ourselves. Where is my privilege? Where do I embody power over? Where am I invisibilized and silenced? Where am I harmed by racialized violence through words, through fists, through systems that are supposed to care for me and keep me safe? Sorting through my ancestors. Well, who are my ancestors anyway? Sorting through the secrets of bloodlines hidden from me because of hatred or shame or fear instilled by racism or queerphobia or transphobia or ableism, poverty. Sorting through, there's so much sorting. Sorting through defensiveness and tears in response to being shown harmful enactments of whiteness. What are the tears of denial here in me? And what are the tears of trauma stories sorting out within community? How much space do I take? How much authority do I share? How little space am I given? Whose magic matters? Do I step back? Do I step forward? What is safe? What is not safe? What is safety? How do I even know? Sorting through being shut down and naming harm. Sorting through that. When I name the harm, I get shut down. And maybe I was too angry. Was I too angry? Was I too much? All the lies told to shame and keep me down and doubting the harm done to me. Sorting out. When are the times I think I'm being harmed and I'm actually causing harm? Sorting through how do we make this change? Like, how do we change all these colonial systems? That so-called criminal justice system, the healthcare systems, the child welfare systems, the systems of genocide, the systems of poverty, all the systems, it's too much, it's too big, it's impossible. How will we ever complete this impossible task? And the dolly tugs at your pocket. And the dolly says, have faith, my dear. I will help you. But now it's actually time to rest. Rest. And by our mother's blessing, by our ancestors' blessing, by our beloved dead's blessing, rest in the arms of those ancestors. Rest in the arms of the mighty dead. Rest in the arms of the ancestors. Yield your body to the earth. Rest in her body. Connect with those ancestors of yours who know indigeneity. Have faith. We are not alone. Rest. Yield to the earth. Yield into your star self. Your essence. That spark that became the life you are living. Enter the dream time and relax even more and open and soften to receive the gifts of the ancestors, the gifts of world-changing magics. Taste, taste, world-changing magic. See it. Smell it. Touch it. Hear its sounds. And know its movements in your body. Let it come from and through that deep spark of your being and your connection to your lineage. Rest. We are the world changing magic, the change we seek to know. The flame of change rises from deep within our souls. We are the world changing magic, the change we seek to know. The flame of change rises from deep within our souls. We are the world changing magic, the change we seek to know. The flame of change rises from deep within our souls.
You awaken to the sound, perhaps, of hoofbeats again. There is a horse outside the cottage. Maybe you hear him. Maybe it brings you out of your sleep. When you look around the cottage, maybe those seeds have found their way into piles. Maybe some of this work has been done. Maybe some is still in progress. But the black horse is outside the cabin now, below Baba Yaga's house. The black rider of night, of endings, of death. And the doll in your pocket jumps to remind you what this means. Baba Yaga will be returning soon. What's the next task? The doll reminds you to ask the house and to answer. The fire jumps high in the hearth. The fire flames bright through the cottage, so bright and so hot, but only for a moment. It quickly fades to ember and ash and the doll in your pocket jumps again. Go tend the fire, the doll urges. You must keep it lit. But there is no wood in the cabin left for burning. There are no books or papers here anymore. The cottage has taken it all away. So you will have to use your clothing, the doll tells you. You will have to use your words and your body and your will. Bring yourself to the fire. You bring yourself to the hearth and kneel there to begin. Kneel by the fire and find your way. You must keep this lit with your will, with your words, with your convictions. What do you need to put in this fire so that the flames can rise? What do you need to let go of? What needs to die? This is what the house is asking. The doll beside you jumping in your pocket. So at this fire, feed it your cloth. Feed to this fire your loss. Feed it your hair, your nails, sabs of skin. Maybe rise, begin moving, begin tending this fire, this hearth with your body, with your hands, with your breath. Feed that which does not serve you. Feed that which does not serve your kin. Give it to the fire, to the glowing coals. Feed your cloth, feed your loss, feed your history. Feed the ropes that tie your line to white supremacy. See how those ropes may burn before they bind again. And then, yes, give them to the fire again. Give them to the fire again. Give them to the fire again. What do you need to put in this fire so that the flames can rise? What do you need to let go of so that we can survive? To these glowing coals, feed your commitment, feed your words of love, feed your heart, feed your hopes. Say justice, say love. You can give to this fire and it will not take of you anything you need. Carry your blessings from your ancestors and give them to this fire and it will give it right back to you. Anything you do not need, just give it to this fire. We are the world changing magic. You are the world changing magic. And this flame is coming from within. So fan it and feed it with yourself, with your body, with your breath, with your will, with your want, with your desire for these flames to rise, for this fire to build with nothing but your will. It takes nothing else, just your choice that it needs to be there, that your voice matters. So give of yourself to this fire. Give of yourself to the fire. You are the world changing magic. You are the world changing magic, and the flames begin to rise. The flames begin to rise. The flames begin to rise. And in Baba Yaga's house, where time turns in a circle, maybe now the clocks are turning backwards. Maybe time is spinning on its head. Can you feel your vision of the future? Can you feel your vision of a world that is changed? And can you imagine it is now? The future, the dream of justice. Sense in your body just for a moment, it is now. Name it to the flame. Name that now to the flame. Feel it now. Name your own name to the flame and see how these flames begin to rise. The flames begin to rise. the flames rise and rise until the house is glowing.
We are the world changing magic, the sea change we seek to know. The flame of change rises from deep within our souls. We are the world changing magic, the change we seek to know. The flame of change rises from deep within our souls. We are the world changing magic, the change we seek to know. The flame of change rises from deep within our souls. We are the world changing magic, the change we seek to know. The flame of change rises from deep within our souls. We are the world changing magic, the change we seek to know. The flame of change rises from deep within our souls. We are the world changing magic, the change we seek to know. The flame of change rises from deep within our souls. We are the world changing magic, the change we seek to know. The flame of change rises from deep within our souls. We are the world changing magic, the change we seek to know. The flame of change rises from deep within our souls. We are the world changing magic, the change we seek to know. The flame of change rises from deep within our souls. We are the world changing magic, the change we seek to know. The flame of change rises from deep within our souls. We are the world changing magic, the change we seek to know. The flame of change rises from deep within our souls. We are the world changing magic, the change we seek to know. The flame of change rises from deep within our souls, from deep within our souls. The flame of change rises from deep within our souls. The flame of change rises from deep within our souls. Deep within our souls, it rises from deep within our souls.
We invite you to gather your candles close if you have them. And here in Baba Yaga's house, by the world-changing magic of the fire we have built, light your candle. Light the witch's healing flame.
by my ancestors' blessing,
By my mother's blessing,
By my teacher's blessing,
by the mighty dead's blessing,
by the queer God's blessing,
by the descendants' blessing,
by the earth's blessing,
by my ancestors' blessings,
by my mother's blessings,
by my teacher's blessing,
by the mighty dead's blessing,
by the blessing of the circle of witches here tonight, holding these candles alight in a circle of shared magic. A circle of shared world-changing magic. And here, still in Baba Yaga's house, the doll hops again in your pocket, and with a loud snap and thud behind you, Baba Yaga returns. Take it, she says, take it, take your fire and go. And just like that, you find yourself with your flame and your doll crossing the threshold again, back out through the door of her cabin into the dark night of the forest.
and outside the house in the dark night, holding your candles, you know that the horses are still there. The black, the red, the white. You also feel more, because there have always been the more horses. There's always been the herd that has traveled with us and protected us. And you move away from the house, holding your candle, protecting your flame off into the night. And you know that your work that you've done and the work that you've accomplished will come with you too. And you know that the allies that have been with you are still with you as you move away. And you thank the water and the lake and the bubbling spring and the stream that now you turn to follow. As you leave the meadow, you feel the wind move a little and sense the clouds up above moving. You may know that this is a place that you may not want to leave, but you can always come back. And so, along with the horse and the horses and your allies, you turn from the meadow into the woods. Travel the dark path with eyes that are more seeing in the dark and candles that are more carrying the light to the world. You pass through the forest and feel the wind blowing even more in the skies, clearing a little bit so you can see stars as you come out of the woods and return to the headwaters, the home of the waters, and the place where you started your work. And as you step up onto the rock to gaze once again at the world and the sky and the forest and the work behind you, you know that you will carry this work into the world. So you
And invite yourself to take a breath. And find that place where headwaters flow into wellspring. All waters are connected. The wellspring is the center of these waters. Take a breath and find yourself in that space of magic, headwaters flowing into wellspring. And in that space of magic, find yourself back at the foot of our sacred wellspring. What has your body learned of journey, of liberation? How does it hold truth? What can you not unlearn? Thank you, Wellspring. Send it kisses and love, whisper it prayers, tell it how you have changed and grown. And open your awareness toward the astral temple above Evans Lake. Thank you, Astral Temple. Tell it of your learnings and your gratitudes, your humility, and your ability to listen deeply. And we say thank you because it is time to go, knowing that we can return at any time to this place of co-created magic where the wellspring feeds our liberation and our learning. We know we are in relationship with the land, with the magic, with each other, with what we co-create together. It's time to leave, to return to our starting places in our own homes. So please join me in the counting of our return home. Eyes closed or gaze soft, we count from 10 towards 1. And at the 1, when we open our eyes, we will find ourselves in our home. 10, and you find yourself on the path walking towards your home. 9, stepping closer and closer to the familiar. 8, 7, 6, 5, and you start to notice the smells of your home. 4, and its particular sounds. 3, and those familiar ways your body feels in that space. 2, and you step with more sureness. 1, and you open your eyes and find yourself in your home. And say your name 3 times like it is a spell. Call yourself home. Pat the edges of your body, the home inside your home. You are here. And this is a piece of magic. We are here, grounded in our houses between the worlds, and we are still connected. We are still in sacred space. So breathe fire into your belly and breathe into the fire of your heart and breathe into the flame in front of you. This tool of world-changing magic, this reminder that we can face and overcome the impossible. Here in our homes, we have just one last spell to cast. We place the flame of world-changing magic in its home. So this is the invitation for this last working together. If your candle is safe, your flame is safe to hold, find a home. Let it be a place where it can sit and be a guide and an anchor and an altar, a place where you will set that flame to work with it, to return to it. Be connected between the worlds. Set your flame down. Set your flame down. Set your flame down. I'm going to allow just 1 minute or so for people to do this working, and then we're going to come back together with singing. So take the time, find where your candle should live in your home, and then come back to this community. Feel that knowingness that your magic is real. We place the flame of world-changing magic in its home, in our home. We place the flame of world-changing magic in its home. And feeling what it feels like to be in community, a community of witches with world healing flames, each of us with our own information, each of us how we've grown and changed, each of us in our power. Breathe into the fire in your belly. And breathe into the fire in your breath and your heart. We are the world changing magic, the change we seek to know. The flame of change rises from deep within our souls. We are the world changing magic, the change we seek to know. The flame of change rises from deep within our souls. We are the world changing magic, the change we seek to know. The flame of change rises from deep within our souls. We are the world changing magic, the change we seek to know. The flame of change rises from deep within our souls. We are the world changing magic, the change we seek to know. The flame of change rises from deep within our souls. We are the world changing magic, the change we seek to know. The flame of change rises from deep within our souls. We are the world changing magic, the flame we seek to know. The flame of change rises from deep within our souls. We are the world changing magic, the change we seek to know. The flame of change rises from deep within our souls.
And so this magic that we've done together, this work that we've started, this work that we continue, this power that we brought to all these places, in all these homes, in all these little rooms and desks and couches and chairs all across this land, this magic that we brought here tonight, we know that it will travel out. And we thank the gods for working with us. And we thank the spirits and the ancestors and all of our allies. And we know that this magic is long and long and longer than anything that can stand against it. And in whole time, we move and we see each other and we remember each other and we dream of seeing each other in the future. And with this power and this magic, we offer it up. We offer all this. So mote it be. I would like to invite anybody who invoked or invited their personal allies as we begin unwinding here. I would invite you to thank them for joining us. I'm going to thank Intomi, my wonderful spider trickster, for being with us here and for supporting us in our efforts. Thank you, Iktomi. Be well and go.
And to the queer as fuck deity who joined us tonight, who are probably loitering not too far always. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the reminder that the path is not as brand new as we sometimes think it is. And to remember that things that feel impossible perhaps are not. Hail and farewell.
Baba Yaga, thank you for the world-changing magic and the life-giving flame. Old hag who dwells deep in the forest, old wise crone goddess, thank you for entrusting us with your powers. Thank you for teaching us things that even our beloved mother could not teach us. Your goodbyes are not that graceful, but with humility and open hearts, we bid you hail and farewell. Goodbye, Baba Yaga.
Vasilisa, listener. Vasilisa, dreamer. You who rest. You who lead. You who restore. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hail and farewell.
And Dolly, dear beloved, faithful companion, guide, Dolly, thank you for entering the house with us. Thank you for staying so close and offering us your special, special wisdom. We always will carry you with us, but for now, we bid you hail and farewell.
Descendants, seeds in the earth, in our bodies, and in our dream space. Thank you for guiding us forward with a vision of the future. Thank you. Hail and farewell, descendants.
And thank you to all of the beautiful dead who have helped us. Thank you very much, the mighty dead. Thank you, the beloved dead. The ancestors of inspiration, the ancestors of path, and the ancestors of blood. Thank you. Indeed, you have rained down blessings on us. Thank you for these blessings. Hail and farewell.
And thank you to the spark of whole time within us. Within us, we know that all things are possible. Thank you. Hail and farewell, whole time.
Thank you, elements, for your support of this magic. Thank you for shaping us, for carving caverns in us, for building and breaking us and remaking us. And we could use some of that going forward too. Thank you, elements.
And the three mighty horses, white, red, and black, are moving towards the northeast.
Inviting all your horses to follow. As the white horse returns and follows back, over, back, running, this circle returning to where I stand in the northeast, the white horse returning, coming back to where the black horse stands, the black horse running back here, and I am sending forth, running back the red horse over to the south.
And the red horse joins the white horse and the black horse, and they run and they run and they run and they run towards the northwest.
Towards the land of cold mountains. Towards the beginning, the white horse returns and settles.
And we thank the horses so much for being here and protecting us and guiding us.
And one last time, take a breath together in this sacred space. And remember those teachers who taught you how to devoke a circle, how to open it up and send it where it's needed in the world. So do that beautiful reclaiming practice of gathering all of the threads of our circle. Every single thread in this huge circle that surrounds all of us, and pull it in, weave it in, bring it into a circle, bring it to your hands, gather it all into a tiny little seed. And when you have all of the threads of this magic, let's breathe one last breath of hope and love into this magic. And on the count of 3, 2, 1, send it up for liberation. And the circle is open, but unbroken. May the peace of the goddess go in our hearts. Merry meet and merry part and merry meet again. And happy solstice.